right, and welcome to the latest episode of The Altar. We got Yimmer, we got Ben. Yimmer, you said you were drinking from 3 o'clock today.
Yeah, it's currently 8:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Why did you start drinking on God's Day so early?
He's
I
a
mean,
godless heathen.
listen, you gotta, have your communion, the blood of Christ. I'm having
Godless
this
heathen.
very, very unfiltered piss, I guess, in this case, because it's so brownish yellow.
Jesus is dehydrated.
So the quick thing, Ben, you did get your backup going, right?
Yes, sir. We are running.
Yeah. So after last week, I decided to give Ben full access to my YouTube account so he could take over and boot me.
And his butthole.
No, that's still you still gotta pay a premium for that. So yeah, I was figuring let's talk a little about the vaccine and propaganda that's been going on the past week, maybe. I don't know, like I don't use the word propaganda that much. Like I seldomly use it. But there's a story of some Alabama doctor, right? That was saying that, like, oh, I had a bunch of like COVID deniers or whatever saying that, like right before they intubated them, they're like, please give me the vaccine. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, honey, it's too late.
Oh, it's too late.
I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Hey, Ben, real quick, kill your stream and make sure it's doing 1080. Because it just got me it gave me a notification that that yours is a different bit rate and you probably have it 720.
Oh. Okay, one
second. Damn, that broke fucking bitrate right there, boy.
Well, it's just
I got it at 1080.
Do you?
Yeah.
What's mine at then? Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Jag 20. Whatever.
We'll figure it out. Anyone who's watching, if you could watch it at 1080 right now, let me know. That means it's Ben's side.
Let us know how fucking rich you are by 1080p willingly for a podcast.
So wasn't that the whole thing with the Alabama doctor? Wasn't that just like she just made a Facebook post that said that?
Yeah,
like,
it was a Facebook post.
People still taking Facebook seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
can you believe it?
Bro, I'm working with people who are like, yo, I have all this stuff on Facebook. Add me on there. I'm like, bro, I haven't touched Facebook in literally 3 years. Who's on Facebook? Just kidding. I know you guys are on Facebook. I know you guys are on Facebook because you guys are like not 23 like me.
We have to pretend to be normies for our family.
I'll probably go into Facebook again in my late 20s.
All right, Kayla's got a 1080. So Ben, you're messing up somewhere, but it doesn't matter as long as I don't have to leave.
Fuck you.
So it's fine.
I plead innocence.
Yeah. Well,
everything I say and do is good and right.
Me and Ben had a fiasco because I was testing it. We were testing it Monday at my work where I get like 5 down and like 0.5 up. It was very special. Very good time. So yeah, but the story, like, it was like kind of like the first thing I got from the story was like, this is bullshit, because I'm pretty sure if they're about to shove a tube down your throat, you're in bad enough condition that you're probably not able to speak too well. And I would hope to God, like, if she said it was like one person, maybe I'd believe it. But she was saying everyone
to dozens of people. It's too late. You're going
to
die.
She was saying it to like, no, it wasn't even saying it was just too late for the vaccine.
Even ignoring all that, what the fuck is wrong with you to be like, it's too late, dog. You're gonna fucking die, dude. What kind of doctor like
to you?
Like, sometimes the doctor's got to, make someone face for it. Because, if someone has a diagnosis of cancer, like, listen, this is pretty terminal. You will probably die. I'm not saying you're going to die, but you'll probably die statistically. Some people think that's slap in the face. But what kind of fucking scumbag's doing this like 12 times? Like, too late. You're going to fucking die. Like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
I'm obviously paraphrasing. She didn't say that, but you might as well.
Oh, it is my bit rate that's lower. Okay, thank you, YouTube, for letting me know.
Oh, hey.
So Ben's vindicated.
Look, the Jews are vindicated once again. Once again, falsely being blamed for all the problems in the world by the fucking Mexicans.
Yeah, it's fine.
Once again.
Wait, what's that one song like?
I think it's
what's that song?
Oh, so real quick, I just want to give a shout out to the Dutch Bros Coffee on the west side of I-15 in Murray, Utah. Made the shit out of my coffee, and they're also like, so Dutch Bros employees are like paid to like make chit chat with you. So I mentioned that I was going home to do a podcast, and he was like, "Oh, what's your podcast? You on Spotify?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, my boss stepped out for a sec, so I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna give you guys a follow." So I gave it to him, and I'm pretty sure he started reading like the episode titles and was just like, "Oh,
Oh.
it's these people."
What do you mean by what do you mean by these people?
You know, minorities.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a bunch of white Utahns. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're racist
So-
just because they're Dutch and all blonde and blue-eyed.
Kayla was saying she's
Handsome,
like,
twink.
so I also think that like she's like they think you put them under before intubating. Like, yeah, but I think the girl was trying, like the doctor was trying to say that before they put them under to jab the tube down their throat, and they're like, "Oh, please, like, give me the vaccine." I'm like, that sounds fake as shit. Like, that's what I'm saying. If it was one person, maybe I'd believe it. But she said every single one of them was begging for the vaccine. I'm like, you're telling me every single one of them didn't know that it takes 2 weeks for that vaccine to hit after injection? Every single one of them didn't know that. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that, because everyone who didn't take the vaccine at least Googled one time how to fake a card. I'm sure of it.
Exactly. Which I'm probably going to do or need to do.
Allegedly.
Allegedly in
Allegedly.
Minecraft.
Maybe in Minecraft.
One could suggest. I don't answer questions.
One could suggest.
No, I've seen like
Senator, I do not recall.
I've seen like all this other shit. Like I think someone, well, like the misleading headlines, which you always have to deal with. Like there was like some conservative, I guess, radio personality I never heard of, who the headline was like conservative radio personality like wishes he got the vaccine before he got COVID.
Rush Limbaugh #2.
No, I don't think that guy's that bad. But they're like, the headline said that, right? Basically implied that he was like an anti-vaccine conservative who like changed his tune. He was just like, and then in the article it said he was like, no, he's like, I wasn't like anti-vax or pro-vax or anything like that. I would just like, I didn't want to get the vaccine. He's like, but after having to deal with the COVID itself, he's like, yeah, probably if I went back, I'd probably get the vaccine, but it's too late now, right? Which is like one of those things he knew it was too late. Like, all right, I just got to deal with it. But
what can you do?
He's also like 60 or 70 or something. So I'm like, yeah, if you're like that, you might as well do that gene therapy. Who gives a shit?
I say you're 60. You're already on borrowed time as fuck. As I blast my heater in.
So it's like, I don't know.
I'm fucking booling right now, bro.
Dude, and they've got like, because I like they jumped to like the Delta variant and they're like talking about Lambda and some other shit now. Like still
land these nuts on your face.
But they're talking about like the more dangerous. Like when we talk about, like, I'm gonna be repeating myself constantly here, because we've already discussed that variants are only either more contagious or more deadly. They are not both. So these people are fucking like passing out as like, we're gonna need to do boosters and stuff. And like California's one that like some county locked back down, right?
Los Angeles County, of course, probably.
Fucking ridiculous. And then and the funniest thing is that it's a pandemic of the vaccinated, as Fauci was saying. It's gonna be a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Like, they need to get vaccinated. Like, okay,
so what? If you're right and they die, then you're right. Then you don't have to deal with them anymore. Like, you win.
Yeah.
But if you're wrong, they don't die, which is good.
Well,
It'd be very nice if people didn't die. Thank you.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. Like, from like the anarchist perspective, the personal responsibility. If people are willing to take that risk and it's not affecting the vaccinated people anymore, like, this isn't like crunch time in the beginning. This is like people are still freaked out, but like there's a vaccine that works or doesn't work, whatever. But that we could debate that entirely because we're doctors. I'm saying I got a PhD off the internet somewhere.
Penis, high definition.
But like, we're at the stage now.
Fat, hairy dong.
We have a lot of vaccines, as I'm aware of, right? So anyone that wants to get vaccinated,
we have so many vaccines, more vaccines than any other country.
The best vaccines. Okay. So who cares? Yeah, like, let the unvaccinated fucking do whatever, because it shouldn't affect the vaccinated people that much. Because what they're saying is if you're vaccinated, you could probably get a breakthrough infection. with the variants, but it won't be deadly. It'll have less severe symptoms because you've been vaccinated. So let the unvaccinated do whatever. Because they're even saying like, oh yeah, majority of unvaccinated people don't want to get vaccinated. Okay, let them. If you think it's that dangerous that they're gonna die or have long COVID or whatever the fuck that is, let them do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let them fucking do it. Because here's the thing. Here's where we're gonna get dark here on the altar. I firmly believe that if they think it's this deadly, let it happen for climate change. Let the conservatives kill themselves.
Word.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait. That's kind of based. Wait,
Oh,
go on.
Exactly. Yeah.
My the screen just went black on the podcast, so I don't know what's going on with that.
You did just say we were going to get dark.
Yeah, we did get really dark.
The I don't know.
Interesting.
Bup. Nickelodeon.
You really got bad. Hold on a second. Let me
Oh boy.
fix this. Why is this doing this? All right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna end my stream and see if yours picks up.
Look at me. I am a streamer now.
Saying they see in the black screen right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing because Ben, your Streamlabs shows it unless it kicked out. What's the video? My stuff.
Why would it black out anyway? That's weird.
Yeah, well, it's saying it's got no data. Oops.
No data. There's a connection to a server of some sort that's being all fucked up. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Or the video feed, I mean, specifically. Because what if I whip my Piscadell out right now? Nobody's gonna see it.
Oh Lord.
I'm using the recommended settings here. Let's see how that goes. Okay, let's done.
Because live on YouTube is like delayed by usually 30 seconds, give or take at least.
Wow, what is going on here? Oh wow, my shit's just really messed up now. Well, I'm hoping this isn't that big of a. Okay, Ben, you need to readjust your Streamlabs.
Redoing that right now.
Yeah. Do that. Because that's maybe I'll block this out. I don't know what is going on with my.
The federal government's trying to take us down, folks.
Okay, supposing now there's a video feed again.
Yeah.
I think. But now you're like moving it over or some shit?
That was me. All right. Yep.
Right now.
Cool.
Oh, well, I can see part of Discord now there. If you want to fix that. I'll see Discord. That's cringe. Possibly even gay.
Because I'm going to. I want to fix.
Oh, the video feed. The video feed's flipped too. That's weird.
Because I'm in control now.
Oh, can you flip it the other way?
Nope.
No, you can't.
God damn it! It's weird seeing my hair go this way.
Well,
if I can fix this.
You're on the bottom where you belong.
Let's see if this fixes it up.
Fuck yo.
Because mine should take back over if everything's correct.
See, this is where the communists are going to come at us. We're like, in a communist society, you would have had a video tech team that would make this not happen.
No, except we could just execute them when they got it wrong.
Wait, but there's so many twinks over there.
Well, what Ben was saying, there's a lot of like, I don't know, my internet's been weird lately.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Skynet.
Yeah, so is it? It's still messed up, it would seem. I'm going to do also.
What would a podcast be without rampant technical issues? I say this every episode. Yeah. It's tradition on the altar.
Usually they're not as annoying.
I mean, they're never really that bad, honestly. They're just like little minor things.
Yeah. I guess someone's choppy for 5 seconds or whatever. Who cares?
Well, right. I'm just glad I had the backup to figure out what's going on because it's supposed to be using the recommended settings, and I haven't changed anything, So I don't know.
I don't know either. It's bullshit.
Is it even live right now? I don't even know what's going on.
We're still live.
Yeah.
Oh, we're still live. Okay.
We are still live. At least, I mean, again, there's a bit of a delay on it, so I can't tell how live.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fun. That's very fun.
Okay, so anyways, the political ideology of cock and ball torture, fascism, is a sect that doesn't exist yet, but I think we need to start it just so we can make another ideology that literally is a fucking worst.
What?
Cock and ball torture fascism.
Sounds awful.
You know what? It's so wild to me that there's actually like people that like to do cock and ball torture. Like I don't understand it.
I've never been a
Um,
fan of it. I like the last thing I want to feel bad is specifically in the crotch area. No, thank you. Like
People are
no pain, please.
degenerates.
okay,
I'm fine with being tased. That's funny as shit.
they're saying they can barely hear me with the current
What the
b-
fuck? Is
and
it just? I was just gonna say, is it just Matt or is it Yimra and Matt that are low? Folks.
yeah, it's Yimmer centric again. I guess Yimmer's really loud. I think it's because I'm so low and Ben Yimmer's so loud
Maybe.
that
But I don't know how I
yeah,
can
you know what?
control that.
We'll just make it Yimmer centric again because maybe I'll just let your stream continue and I'll restart my router. Yeah,
Word.
it's just me. So yeah, because mine's not even picking back up. So what I'm
Word.
gonna do is go kill myself.
Oh no. Well, please come back as like Jesus or something. Possibly with your
No.
shirt off, cock
He'll
out
come
maybe.
back as
You know,
Jesus. Jesus?
Yeah,
Judea.
Judea.
yeah. It's just because my audio settings is bad.
Gay. He's gay.
Dude,
Yeah, I don't know.
his internet's gay. What's he got in there, bro?
Yeah, Arizona's
What's he
bad.
got, dude?
God, what a mess. Always. Well,
Yep.
it was like I was gonna sit down. I was gonna sit down and like make sure everything was good, but like I'm like, oh shit, I got to clean, and like I forgot to give the newborn a bath today, so I'm like, all right, doing that. So I got done like 10 minutes before we are getting started. So it was kind of big L.
You know, you having another child is really getting in the way of our podcast.
I know, right?
Really
I
more
Word,
wasn't
right?
thinking.
Come on, dude. What
Just
the
leave him. Just like leave him at a fire station.
I'm thinking about it.
So you make the most Chad child who's doing nothing but like shooting just fucking water with like a bazillion psi through windows,
I'll just
purposely
get even
destroying doors.
closer. I'll get even closer to the mic. Just yell.
Get really in
Yell all the
there.
time.
Get really deep in there.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna be wiping a lot of this. I'm sure from the audio version. You need to configure to have the same strip. This is bullshit. Whatever. All right, so you guys can twink it up.
Oh, I
It's not a
can't twink it
twink,
up.
okay?
Yeah, that's
You
it.
can maybe twunk it up or sloppy bear it up. I don't know what.
No, I'm definitely a bear.
He's never taken his shirt off. Yet.
Yet.
All right, so
Give it time.
I'm just gonna let you guys take over for like 5 minutes,
Word.
and I'll be back. So yeah, go fuck yourself.
All right. So,
Ben.
okay. Sorry, I have ligma.
How about Sigma?
No, it's ligma. Yeah. So, what the fuck were we talking about before we had yet another technical issue?
We talk about how the average Jeep owner is usually kind of a cunt. Average.
This is true. So, actually, I don't know if I've told you this theory, but I believe that certain classes of automobile are a denoter of somebody who is just a miserable twat to be next to on the road. People who drive Jeep Compasses, Priuses, little cars like that, because they just want some little fucking eco-friendly point A to point B machine, and they put as little thought into it as possible.
That being said, there's no crazier driver on the Prius. Those motherfuckers are going like a $120, as a quote. What was it? Noah and Joel, whatever the fuck from Tiny B Gang.
Y'all got Prius drivers driving fast?
Yeah, they're going fucking nuts on the road sometimes. You go in that eco lane.
Dude, all the ones in Utah will do like 10 under in the left lane and just sit there.
Oh, bro, no. If you're going slow in the left lane, I don't like ride your ass. I simply just see my opportunity for a gap, put the bitch in sport mode. go right back in the left lane. If
I
you're like,
pass
oh,
if I can.
someone's behind me. Someone's
I
behind
if
me
I
going
have
10
to.
miles over the speed limit, and it's like, well, we're over the speed limit. Get in the fucking right lane. Learn the rules of the road. The left lanes go as fast as ungodly possible. If you want to go a buck 80, go and do it in the left lane. That's fine. You have to get the fuck out of that lane. You switch over, let the guy who wants to go crazy fast go forward and crash about 2 miles down. You go back. It's a simple rule. Everyone's like,
Yimmer, just so you
I'm
know,
going to get over by my lane. Yeah.
your microphone real quick got really staticky. So I think when you're like pinching it, you were like yanking something.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's kind of hot.
No, you sounded like you were being violated by Matt's router.
Ooh, Techno Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, those are the driving ethics of any person
Yep.
who knows how to drive.
Hold on.
Just
Doing it again.
oh, 1 second. How
Nothing.
about this?
That's better. Yeah.
Okay. So now that I kind of have to do this, make it a little closer.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You just get a standing microphone, dude.
Yeah, I was talking to my boy who does streams of like whatever that fucking horror game is. He was like, I was like, oh, what should I get? Because I don't have like a full computer, like a laptop. He's like, well, you just get like a Yeti with like a standing mic and do that. I was like, well, I need something for my ears, don't I? It's like, put more shit in here. He's like, you'll be fine. I'll show you. At some point, he's gonna show me. That's probably be about 3 months from now when I actually care enough to do it. Till then, I'm gonna keep making the same bad decision. Not as bad as Matt's internet connection. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
That's what you get for living in West Virginia.
Damn, what a different vibe we all carry, though, huh? He's like married
Right.
with kids, stable job. You be doing like other jobs that are cool by default. A bit Jewish, this one. And then me,
Oi!
and then me just being me.
Being a fucking car dealer in fucking New York.
Yeah. Yeah. I switched site jobs and also went to another dealership, but a salesman gave me. I think I told you, so I'll tell the podcast. Where I had some friends come to the dealership because they want to look at a couple of cars because they're in the market. Like late at night, it was like 9 o'clock on like Friday or Saturday, and I was showing them around. There was a couple of really cool cars. There was like a Lexus IS, and all this. And one of the salesmen pulled up in his car, which is a $60,000 muscle car. Overpriced. So I'll be honest. Let's be honest. It's got no fucking features in it. Sounds good.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. See how this goes this round, at least.
So he comes up and he's like, "Oh, I already know you. You're one of the like the techs, like a mechanic." I was like, "I'm not a fucking tech, dude. I'm an advisor." It's like same difference. Like I was so close to pulling this fat fuck out of the car and explain to him like, one, I was a salesman. Two, you're at 9 o'clock on a Saturday working, you fucking bitch. And then like three, like bro, I can make 6 figures in this job without having to be here at 9 o'clock at night on a weekend. And I'm not fat. And a douchebag. And overpaid for a car you could have got for 30 grand less in 3 years. You fucking idiot. It really bothered me because usually I don't care about someone making a comment. That really pissed me off.
Douchebag.
That being what happens?
That's what happens.
Simply put, if you're better than me, I would already know. If you say you're better than me, you're probably wrong. Like I know Ben's better than me financially. I mean, look at this dude. He can pull off a tank top like that. He's got jewelry for days. All I got is this one here.
Oh, I've been losing a couple pounds sticking to my chicken and salad diet, which is very nice.
You need the rice and beans, my dude. Rice, beans, broccoli, baby. You be shitting a squirt, you'll be fine.
Squirt.
So what I would do is like I just go to Walmart and get like spinach and spring mix, right? And then I would get like the chicken strips, like the frozen chicken strips or whatever, because I'm like, oh, it's cheaper than the chicken breast, right? But I like load up a paper plate with it, and then I found out after getting like the regular chicken breasts again, I was probably eating like 2 to 3 chicken breasts per lunch. I'm like, yeah, that's why I wasn't losing any weight. So cool for me.
Well done.
Yeah. So yay for me on that. But yeah, I'm still
So opinions on the eventual, at some point, at least our human history, will be a third world war. What would you do in hypothetically? So there's a world war. Let's not say there's a specific government that we're fighting, but let's assume it's some type of other large government that's probably on the UN Security Board. What would you do in that scenario? What would you what? Because yet again, it'd most likely be an us or them mentality. Because if they win, we fucking lose real bad. If we win, they lose real bad. What would you guys be doing in that scenario? Would you be? I mean, you guys are kind of too old to probably be forced to enlist in any way. Maybe in some way be part of the war effort, possibly.
Become a privateer.
I would say generic. Some people are like, "Well, we're having a war with Iran." No, we're not. No, we're not. Shut up. You're retarded. Or Russia. We're not in a war with Russia. You fucking idiot.
Yeah,
China.
I don't think
But
I'm
if there was a third world war within the next, let's
I
say
li-
5 years, just for the sake
like
of the
Vince is like, I would simply die in the war.
I know. I agree with him. I would simply step on a landmine as soon as humanly possible, so that I could get my service, get the Purple Heart, and go the fuck home. And if anyone
Just get
asks,
run
like,
over by
how
a
do you feel?
tank
Like,
real
I
quick.
stepped on a land. I was actually the first casualty of the war. I stepped on land first before anybody else, and immediately stepped on a landmine. That'd be the exact goal.
Well, here's the thing. Like, we're so massive, right? Like, where the war is going to be the worst, and I think we've talked about this before, is that it's going to be worse in the cities, right? Because out here in the country, we're not going to deal with shit, right? Like, I mean, it's not going to be bad. Like, what resources are out here that people want to take over? Like the cattle ranch, maybe, but they don't know what to do with it, right? So they're gonna come out here where people know the land. Like, there's dudes around here that have like 200 acres. How are you gonna fucking? It's gonna be like a fat Rambo situation. You know what I mean?
It's not. It's not even that they're skilled. It's more of just like there's so much land. This guy knows it too well that he's just gonna miraculously survive most of whatever happens by accident, if anything.
Yeah, like
In
I'm
that
not,
like
case,
Home
you're
Alone.
sitting right there.
yeah, I'm
Like
really.
he's not even like a good Rambo. He's just kind of lucky.
What I would like, what I would like with a civil war, because it'd be
We're talking
very.
about Civil War, not even like a World War III. Civil War now.
Yeah, yeah. That's. Oh, you're talking about World War Three? Well, still, even with World War
Okay.
Three, World War Three, we'll keep it World War Three, like out here, because like what was the movie Red Dawn? Was that was
Oh
like a
God.
small? Was that like a small town?
First one or the second one?
Mm-hmm.
Do you mean the remake?
There was a remake. It's pretty bad. It was supposed to be China. They made North Korea for some legal reasons, which is what. It
Yeah,
still sucked either way.
like at least
North Korea could invade fucking hell.
because I'm trying to remember the movie because I think they dropped down in like a relatively small town.
It's like
Mhm.
a town in like. It's
And
one of
that's-
those like middle states where like it's a 50-minute drive to like a movie theater. It's kind of like location. If I remember correctly, it's like that kind of town. They have
Yeah,
a movie theater. It's
because
still that.
I know
It's got Patrick Swayze.
yeah, because I know the original Patrick Swayze was like small town and like. And what they did right, my dad was like, "Oh yeah, what they did right is they just went to like FFL dealers and looked at like the 4473s, I think is what they were like. Oh yeah, these people got guns.
What year was that movie? I'm gonna Google it. One second,
Yeah.
it's very important.
Do you know how
Google?
many times when I was working in the gun shop? Do you know how many times I heard customers bring that up?
It was made in
at least,
1984. That's 2 years before the automatic weapons ban. Say
I
less.
don't know. Yeah, but no, so I was like, it was it. But I'm like, the thing is the sheer size of the United States is like the manpower needed to take over everywhere is gonna be hard to achieve.
Oh, no,
Like incredibly hard.
fundamentally, that's not a war you fully win. This is a war where you destabilize the country and kind of just forget about it. You take up the cities or the more important infrastructures, and either you leave the rest on its own, or like kind of just deal with it when you, because the scale is, because I mean, look at like World War II with Europe. Like Europe is still a very big continent, but there was countries like Spain or Portugal that weren't doing fucking anything. Like a really good chunk of it, where like the scale in which you're fighting is like for America, there's so much swaths of land where nothing. It's just basically nothing of importance, strategically or otherwise, outside of like technically farmland. But you're telling me Ohio is going to be a strategic importance? Like a Minuteman silo there too, or like 20, who knows? But like, if a first world country like a UN Security Council like member invaded, like they got the coastlines, they have the major cities of middle states, but they wouldn't be able to fully take over the country in a full sense, like say you would be able to of like one state. Could you take over the entire state of say Florida, like Washington? Totally. But the entire country, I mean, your military skill would have to be insane. And then like any major conflict, there's going to be some type of militia or rebellious force or what have you, and then you have this scale. Then you have a country that loves doing shit like that, and people who just don't like being told what to do in general. And then also they have guns; they can make guns. And if they can't make guns, they're gonna do some weird shit. They're gonna make like a crossbow with a hand cannon, fucking Gatling pencil machine gun, something stupid. Somebody's gonna make something really good at some
One of
point.
my
That's usually how it goes.
all-time favorite video games is called World in Conflict, but it has to do with the Soviet Union in like the 80s invading the west coast of the US, and they basically start in like Seattle with a bunch of cargo ships. But the whole thing they're trying to do is apparently in the 80s. Do you guys remember the original, like when Reagan announced, well, you weren't alive, but the Star Wars program that Reagan
Yeah,
announced?
with the fucking laser shits, whatever.
Exactly. So the Soviet Union, like until like the end of the Cold War, thought that shit was real, and it was like part of like a strategy to like make them like waste their money on like space lasers. So in this game, excuse me, you find out that they're trying to like invade the U.S. to get to that facility, because if they can do that, they think they can control the U.S.'s like supply of like nuclear weapons, and then they can use their own nuclear weapons without fear of like being attacked back by the U.S.
I hate the reference Call of Duty Modern Warfare first.
I'm gonna go again
Why
for
not?
unrelated reasons.
Based.
Okay, but using an EMP for a tactical reason is probably unironically the best move if you're going to do a major scale conflict in a modern era against a major country that relies on power and electric and God knows what else to make its country run. I mean, if you EMP'd the right spot on the eastern seaboard, you pretty much just undid most of the country in one fell swoop.
Just
Or
about.
if you just hit the right part of the power grid in the U.S. And I don't mean you got to do a nuke in a certain part of the space where the electromagnetic pulse kind of just knocks out a whole like band, because technically certain military vehicles and equipment that are built to handle things like that. But the civilian power grid would be fucking gone. Or you just have a device that can do it.
Yeah.
Or you just figure out a way to just shit the power grid.
Well, because I'm thinking, because right now, actually, to go on to give some military hate, right? Because the EMP is great. It's actually like that's one of the things I agree with is like if you just EMP the right location, that's a great start to take over things because communications are down. You guys got like I don't know, if you're already in there and you already got your platoon together or whatever, you're good to go. But like you'll hear people talk about like respecting the military because like you don't know what they do to protect this country. They don't do anything. They're just there. They're literally just standing around. There. Because strategically right now, it is impossible to invade America, right? Because you would have to either come by boat, which is good luck because we'll see you coming. Like the government will actually, it's probably the only thing they're good at because they have computers and sensors and shit, right? That like see the boats coming. Like, oh yes, sir. There's a fleet of boats coming in. Fucking bomb them. Send the drones out. Or they'd have to come in like undetected on foot through Canada or Mexico, and good luck getting Mexico or Canada right now at least to agree to that. Like, oh yeah, we could do this because even geographically we're so massive that you would start with a huge fucking army at like, let's just for shits and giggles, the southern border, northern border coming on in. It'll dwindle because it's got to be fucking spread out so thin. It won't be effective. You'll have to go like place to place, and you'll lose guys by the time you get to anywhere that's worthwhile. Mm-hmm. It's like you fucking lost how many people?
Yeah, right? and then also you got to think about like what are you doing like a full like every type of military unit. You could like airborne, heavy armor, artillery plant. Like the amount of like shit you would have to bring in for a full military force would be insane on the scale you're talking about. Unless the start was like you send a small unit to do something that will destabilize it and go from there. Which also good luck with that because the U.S. government's already doing that to themselves on purpose for funsies. So if anyone else is interrupting that, they're gonna know probably.
Yeah.
Like someone's fucking with the power grid. Was it the FBI? No. CIA? No. DEA? No. ATF? No.
No,
That's not
no,
good.
that's
Not
not
us.
USPS.
USPS.
The
I hope
Postal
so.
Service.
I hate the post office
Damn it.
like a lot.
Fucking post
Good reason.
office.
So
The fire. It's actually the fire department accidentally. My
but
bad.
also, but here's a good question because we haven't really talked like anarchy stuff in a while. I think we just like talk more like libertarian points. But in an anarchist society, how would they deal with an invasion? Because they're all separated, right? It's like it's the same answer. It's like we're even more deregulated and decentralized in an anarchist society, like an ANCAP society at least, to where what's the point? Because if you take over one area, the rest will be like, okay, well, now we all know where you're coming, and good luck. Because
also you're going to deal with a civilian population that all don't like you.
Yeah, because it's not it's not just like the rights enforcement agencies that you have to deal with. Like, because most people, I would agree, like there's going to be more people actively armed, and actively know what to do with those weapons. And I mean, I'm not saying everyone's going to know because there's people that are still not going to like guns, right? So, but they're going to be based on like a community protection thing, right? Like this day, like, oh, I don't really like handling firearms for whatever reason, whatever. But you have the community to rely on. Like, let's say my neighbor above me, right, in Ancapistan was like, oh yeah, I'm like 76, I don't like handling guns. Like, if anything happens, can you and the boys come roll up? I'm like, oh, you said a thing about healthcare last week. I don't really know how I feel about that. But no, like the community is basically like a neighborhood watch or something type bullshit, but like more strapped, ready to take out whatever.
The Night Watch.
Because I like my dad. I was so mad. Dude. I was drinking. It was a couple years ago. And we were at a party. My sister was being a bitch. And she was talking. She's like, anarchy's stupid. Like, what do you like think? I was like, it's not stupid. You got to prove me wrong. If you want to call it actually stupid, whatever. You can feel that way. You got to prove it wrong. She's like, yeah, like, look, you guys are like everything's like stupid about it. Cause like, how are you going to do like anything? I was like, and I started explaining stuff. And then my dad was like, he was saying like, oh yeah, like my thing was like, if we were getting invaded, like what would anarchist society do? I'm like, how would they react to it? I'm like, well, they wouldn't react as a united front at the start. He's like, yeah, that's my whole problem. I'm like, what happened to that fake quote you like where why no one invades here is because there's a gun behind every blade of grass? Like, it's not that, because there's that, I think it's a fake quote, but that people use to where like it's not the military they're afraid of that there's a gun behind every blade of grass because everyone's armed in America, or most people are. So I'm like, that's Ancapistan right there. That's your argument. And you just said because without a state it would be impossible to fight off an invader because
there's no gain to invading a group that isn't solidified into one central anything. Because what are you going to gain? Oh, there's one factory over here that makes this one thing. Oh, there's this one type of like resource they have over here. Like, it's just like, what is there to gain? Like in a military, like you need to gain, area for food, water, distribution, or roads, or this, that. It's like, depending on how things go with an anarchist group or state or region, whatever you want to call it, you might gain literally fuck all outside of land, which is going to be useless when the entire populace doesn't like you off the bat. I mean, of course, you're going to probably have a couple guys who are going to just join them or be fucking like, followers, or try to play it safe and not get executed by, some dude in a uniform, Hugo Boss, 1933's 1945 collection.
It's like we lost half the squad, but we get 3 cows. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
you rolled a tank in to get a wheat farm.
Yeah. Good for you.
All right.
Like
I mean, your tank rolled over half of it, and the house is on fire.
Mr.
So
Base 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 in the chat, aka Vince. Docs, bitch. I'm just kidding. He's like, you need to take over intact infrastructure and intact agencies and convert them to your side in order to successfully wage any kind of successful campaign in a country the size of the U.S. When it comes to the U.S., like, yeah, like if you have the agencies on your side, you'll have a better chance. But still, when you get out into the country, it's like,
Good
what
luck.
the fuck are you gonna do?
that is, if no one ends up bombing those buildings purposely or destroys the machinery, like what happened in other major conflicts, where people will purposely demolish or make a certain facility completely useless, as well. There's a lot of ways to make a modern military, I wouldn't say useless, but have a much harder time doing what they intend to do. I mean, if you look at Afghanistan, Iraq, the Vietnam War, I wouldn't really say the Korean War as much. I'm sure
Dude,
there's other major conflicts, but those are the ones that as Americans be more familiar with. Like, just simply destroy some of your own infrastructure on purpose. What the fuck are they gonna do with the destroyed machinery?
that's you know what? I just got a great shit post from you mentioning Afghanistan and shit. Because now I could say like, well, if someone invaded America, like one of our problems would happen. I'm like, anyone invading America would be it would go as well as America has been invading Afghanistan. That's about as well it would
I've
go.
only been doing it since like '91. It's like '91. It's been
Yeah.
almost.
Well, that was like the shit.
30 years almost, right?
Because I think Bin Laden's thing, originally was like he wanted to drag the whole like 9/11 attack, if you believe it's real, right? Just kidding. That he wanted to drag the military and like have America deplete the resources, right? Spend a bunch of money, overextend themselves, blah blah blah, like shit like that. Like, and like they wanted to bring them into a war so they'd fuck over America.
Where they
but they didn't think
fuck
about drone
themselves.
strikes. They didn't think about drone strikes. Right?
I don't think Bin Laden knew that what he was going to do, and I forgot what his name was. The Japanese like commander group that bombed Pearl Harbor. Like, we awoke a sleep a giant. I don't mean that as a flex for the U.S., but Bin Laden probably had the concept of, well, they're going to deplete their resources, and we're going to make U.S. this infidel country fall apart because of all this, and it didn't. It's the same evil fucking country as it was before. Nothing's really changed except it got worse for the average person.
Mm.
Which, if that was his intent, I guess he won in a way, but he didn't. Bin Laden did not get what he wanted, which I guess is both a plus and a minus.
he won in the sense that he did drag America into a long fucking war, right?
But
so he did get that.
His intent of what would happen because of it is not what happened. Because the amount of troops we could have sent and what we did send.
He didn't anticipate just drone warfare, right? Because that was
he thought it was going to be Vietnam too, where we were going to send hundreds of thousands of people. It was going to be just a fucking slog fest. It didn't turn into that. It was just. I mean, you look at the numbers between each conflict as we go closer and closer to a modern era. The amount of U.S. troops that die in a conflict is increasingly reduced, which I'm going to say is still a good thing. Less people dying is always a positive, let's be frank. Even if I don't like them and they're scumbags.
What about no one dying? Huh? Did you think about that? Did you think about
that? Yeah, I don't even one life, just one life.
Just one life. I mean, nobody dying would be great, but I also don't live in La La Land. Great film, by the way, with Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone.
Shout out. How much you get paid for that, by the way?
Nothing. I would literally just give the sloppiest toppy to either of those people.
Okay. I'd top Ryan Gosling.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, he has to have the stubble though.
That's is La La Land good? Because I'll put that as a movie to watch with my wife.
Bad. It talks about a lot of relationships and stuff.
Dude, holy shit. Okay, so let's get a little more lighthearted here. So what me and my wife like to do sometimes, we're watching a show and we're like, yeah, that person would get it, right? That person would get it, right? And like, guy or girl, I don't care.
Sexual king.
If there's a dude looks good, I'm like, I would fuck him, and if he looks really good, I'm like, you know what? I'd let him fuck me. That's how it goes. So there was the girl from Orange is the New Black, like the Colombian chick. that like does the makeup
Not
tutorials.
talking about what's in your
Which
the
one?
short hair and the tattoos. The one with the short hair and the tattoos. Something Rose.
The short hair and the tattoos? No, actually, she would get it too. She would get it too. But
She.
no, I'm not talking about the younger girl.
I would kill a family of 5 just for her to like a post on my
No,
Instagram.
it was the younger one. No, but like, I was like, I fuck because normally what me and my wife say is like, oh yeah, it's like so like they get it, they like they look good or whatever. But with that one chick, I was like, I would fucking raw her, right? And she was like, what do you mean by that?
Fell for
Dying
it.
over here. I was like, shit. So I got a little trouble for that. And then it was like, we're watching Manifest right now. May it rest in peace because they canceled it. They might bring it back. Was one dude like, one character like it's got a beard, like a little scrubby beard or whatever. And she's like, oh my god, he's like so hot. Like I can't even handle how hot he is. I was like, so what do you want to do about it? What's going on? So you guys do that? You guys watch shows,
Do what?
like watch shows even with yourself, and be like, yeah, he would get it.
I always say that for Henry Cavill because he's easily the most attractive man.
Yeah.
I
If
bro,
he,
I would drag my balls through a fucking here and fart through a ham radio. Dude.
I like Vince is like,
Oh
yeah,
my
I did
gosh.
mean gays when he first came in the chat. He was like, I was like, what's up, gays? I mean guys. Then now he's like, yeah, I did mean gays.
Not even a gay way. I mean, it's just Henry Cavill is clearly like if I had to be another human being, or if I had a goal as to be like, this is what I need to be as a man, looks wise at least, Henry Cavill would be the fucking champ. I just have to become white and stronger. That's all.
You can do it.
Oh, quick little thing, because normally I hop off, like I like to hop off at like 9:25, but we can start doing extended episodes with just Yimra and Ben.
Mhm.
I can just
Word.
leave and you guys can go because Ben, you have the login now. You can pull up that screen to where when you're done you could end it.
This is true.
So if you guys want to get
But
crazy,
not tonight,
not tonight.
because I want to take a
I
nap.
don't know if tonight's the night for
Because
that.
I'm old.
I've been drinking for a while.
Yeah,
I need to
tonight is
not be in front of
the
camera.
night for that. Tonight's the night. No, but I want to know,
Too
Ben,
wild.
Sunday night's the night for that.
What?
Well, it's not tonight. 'Cause last night
What's
we
up,
did
Matt?
is there well, actually, first thing, Henry Cavill, if he was American, I'd let him top me, but since he's not, I have to top him.
He's the
It's just
only
one of those things.
good-looking British man
He really
who's
is,
easily a well, I would say only good-looking British man.
and
Who's
he's a
easy-
gamer.
He's a gamer, and he's an actual legitimate.
And he has feet.
That's very important.
Well, better question yet.
Matt,
does he-
okay,
does
hold
he
on.
love it?
Matt, what was you gonna ask? What were you gonna ask?
Oh no, I'm like, are there any shows you watch with dudes? You're like, yeah, that guy would get it. And watch guys. Very
I've
rap.
been watching like the new Pope and the young Pope, so not really.
I don't even know what that is,
That's the
but
one
yeah,
with,
okay.
that other British actor who's in the Sherlock Holmes.
I mean,
movie,
it's
like,
Jude Law.
here.
I mean, Jude Law's
Jude
good,
Law.
but I
Law's
wouldn't
good-looking
say
guy.
I'd bang Jude Law.
You know what? There's very few people that have like his hairline that look good. Like he looks good even with a bad hair.
Jude Law would
I
get
think
it.
I think
Y'all
that it-
would,
I think
Y'all
that
y'all
hair
would probably like the show. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
But
Jude Law
he-
would definitely
To be
get it.
fair, seeing a guy in a pope robe smoking a cigarette gives a weird energy that I can't
It's
describe.
honestly, it's
very
It's pretty
powerful.
cool. It
He's
is.
pretty powerful.
He's
Now
based.
he's-
Powerful.
He's a
Yeah,
base
it's pretty
Pope.
based, honestly. Based pope.
Base
Based pope. No,
pope,
no kid
yes.
fucking, just smoking cigs.
Base papacy.
smoking
Base Pope.
stogies with the boys. Very respectable.
Incredibly respectable. So,
Very
yeah.
respectable.
So,
This episode was fucking useless. in politics.
Seriously.
Very
Everybody,
happy
we
with it.
apologize. Yet another filler episode.
they're usually all fillers.
No, wait,
What
we
you
don't
talking about?
apologize. Fuck that. This is what you're here for.
Dude,
Fuck am I talking about?
Okay, I think people understand by now that these episodes are normally like the first 15, which is funny. It was like the 15-minute mark when I started having problems. So it's like
Of course.
we basically gotten through the vaccine shit, and I had problems, and it's like all fun after that. Because I make
Of course.
the joke I should like re-release all these episodes like the altar on like like straight facts or something, right? And then it'll just be like 10 or 15-minute episodes because it's like mainly just Yimmer being a twink, you know?
Pretty much.
Yimmer knows what's up.
Hey, maybe.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
So no, I'm like,
Hey.
because basically I'm winging it here. I'm just constantly winging it because I'm the one that's supposed to come up with things to talk about, like
Yeah,
topic
you bring up like
wise.
an actual political point. I ruin it. Ben gives you
Yeah.
actual good points. I say
I
some
try.
crazy shit. I try to keep. I try to at least give a little bit
No.
more. I
So
would say left leaning, but at least a little more toward
here
for the other guys over there. A little
here
bit something.
is how the program goes. All right, I bring up a topic, Yimmer ruins it. Ben's like fucking dropping LSD or something. Is like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So anyways, I was fucking this chick from behind with my 45, right? Like wait, what? I'm scared. Could you imagine?
Oh,
Could you imagine if he said
I
that?
could.
Bro, I don't know how many times someone's asked me like, "Can you like point a weapon at me?" I'm like, "No."
No. My first
so
ever
scary.
terrible
That's a
911
scary-
call dealt with that.
What?
That's such a
Okay,
scary fucking thing. bro.
So
not
my
doing that.
very first, while I was still in training, my very first like terrible 911 call, this couple was fucking around with a 1911, and this girl literally like blew her throat out with it and died immediately.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And like the cops went, apparently like it was in the basement, and the basement was like this freaky like sex dungeon thing.
Mm.
And the best part was the house was owned by the dude's parents.
Oh,
Lovely.
you know what? That's actually one of my main fears. Is like if I'm like with somebody and they want to do some like crazy shit, like say like they want to put like in like a sleeper hold or something, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
they don't wake up and you're like, oh fuck.
Well, that's like I'm not the biggest fan of it for like 18 different reasons. Mostly because I can't do that because I'll feel bad almost immediately because I'm a human being with emotions. But also, what if they pass the fuck out and like still got a pulse, but like, how the fuck am I supposed to the paramedics
Well, I mean,
or the police? And
well, you got to
fucking
finish,
killer?
right? So
Exactly. Yeah.
You think I'm able to finish or have sex? I last 30 seconds.
would
Not
hope
that
so.
thing, dude.
that's 30 seconds.
15 seconds easy.
I like with my wife, she recently she was like, well, last week she was like dying, right? Because she was sick and shit. But then she was like,
Big as
yeah,
fuck,
she was
huh?
like, yeah, like choke me out. I was choking her. She's like, you're going a little too hard. I'm like, I'm sick of your shit. Just kidding. That didn't happen.
Oh,
Could you
that would've
imagine
been
though?
good.
No, she's feeling better. Baby's I think doing
Good.
good. Well, beginning of
Excellent.
the episode here, like I was about to like just walk away because she forgot it was podcast night twice. She always forgets it's podcast night because like I was like after the bath, I was like holding the baby. She was watching the bottle and stuff. She's like,
The
oh, so,
baby.
she's like,
Go.
she's like, so what we doing now? We going upstairs? I was like, yeah, you're going
Hold up.
upstairs. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's podcast night. She's like, oh my god, I forgot. I'm like, I told you like an hour ago, but it's fine.
Woman.
I'll figure it out. I'm like, Ben's
Man, every
got.
time
I'm
I
like,
say the baby, I think of the rapper.
yeah,
Da baby.
the baby.
The baby. Let's go.
So
I pull up. Huh?
pop it out. But yeah, okay.
Uh,
I think we're good. Any closing thoughts for tonight? Because I think we'll get it done. So I'm done. Like,
the baby is a rapper that exists. The man has had a pacifier in his mouth, and he has killed two.
we
people
talked
legally.
about this last episode. I'm
I
pretty
will bring it up
sure.
every time. It's the most bizarre thing to me ever. Can you imagine being like the family of that guy? That's fucking.
A part of the Moonlit network of podcasts is going to be just me and Ben, and the title's going to be The Altar minus Yimra because he won't leave the baby out of the conversation.
Let's go.
Like that's the title. I don't know what the
And then
acronym
the
is.
second
Yet.
one is just gonna be Yimra, and he's just the entire time he's just let's go.
Oh wait, let's
I was playing as the baby. I was like,
back up. Kayla in the chat said she watched the movie Old, and I think that's the one with M. Night Shyamalan. They had a rapper called Mini Size Sedan. I'm pretty. Wait, is that
Just call it. I just think it's so compact.
Old? Is that movie with M. Night Shyamalan, right? Yeah, because she's up watching that movie, so is that new one. What would you rate it? I want to know what she would rate it. I want to get that out there because it's probably terrible.
Based, 1 being gay.
I'm assuming it's
10
bad because
based,
M. Night Shyamalan has
1
been
gay.
very terrible.
And M. Night Shyamalan's almost exclusively made garbage.
Well, dude, like
Pretty much. Invincible was
love-
his last good movie, if I
okay.
where
Yeah.
Bruce Willis puts about
Oh,
3%.
you mean Unbreakable?
Whatever. That doesn't matter.
Unbreakable was tight. Split was tight, and I did like Glass. I did like Glass. I like how they did
I
that.
still haven't seen Glass. I need to watch Glass.
It's all right.
I would go
It's
watch
all
it.
right.
I'll go watch it.
They call me Mr. Glass.
Why is there no data? What's going on there?
Actually, has always does a good job. Bruce
Jenny's
Willis does a
like,
good job. It's the whole plot's
the altar minus the baby, talking about the baby. As it's okay. So she said as a bad movie, it's 4 stars. As a good movie, maybe 2 stars. If you want to rate it like that. So if you want to watch bad movie, Old's it. So that's it. That's how we're.
If you want to watch it, I'm sorry.
No, like if you finish your thought, because we're gonna end it.
If you want to watch a good movie with Nicolas Cage, unironically, watch the movie Pig. It is actually a good movie. If you're into like that more deeper.
Is that about Babe?
No, it's about Nicolas Cage. The whole movie's about dealing with like loss and like all this kind of like emotional shit. But obviously
yeah, because he was like a chef or something out in the woods, right?
It's a pig that like finds truffle, gives it to high class. Like it's like a whole thing. It's just a really good movie. Like the discussion of like loss and like remorse and like dealing with like losing something that you love and care about or painful to in your life. It's like a really good movie in that sense. But I think a lot of people kind of memed on it because it's trying to find my truffle pig. Nicolas Cage trying to look for a pig. That seems pretty fucking funny. And then the movie's actually like will make you fucking cry if you really feel like the tone of the movie.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that is the episode for tonight, everybody. Have a good one, Ben. Thanks for coming out on time as always, and I'm not on time ever. So, it is what it is. So
Fucking Mexican.
Fucking Mexican. I gotta make those burritos, boom.
Aye.
All right, everybody. Have a good night.